All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is time for 9 Minutes with me on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. I am here from the Brewerton Diner, the official diner of the ML Sports Planner. They are sending out breakfast dishes left and right. You probably just heard the bell there. You got to get here for breakfast. The Brewerton Benedict, chicken and waffles every Tuesday. They're amazing. Awesome ingredients, fresh butter, fresh oils, you name it. You can come here for lunch as well. Get the patty melt, get the Philly steak, get the turkey club, get the grilled cheese. I'm trying to get everything on the menu, at least sampled here at the Brewerton Diner. And they do the one-off, they do the omelets, they do the omelets, they do the corn, they do a lot of the hash options as well. So get here if you're in and around Central New York. It's right off the Bartell Road exit, super easy to get to, and stop by and have real quality food, and in my opinion, the best diner in Central New York. This is a 9-minute episode dedicated to the American League Championship Series. And yes, my heart is still breaking that the New York Yankees lost to the Boston Red Sox, but the Red Sox deserved it. They were just a better team. They were a little bit better in every facet of the game, maybe except for the bullpen, but other than that, they were better than the New York Yankees. When you look at their offense, they hit with runners in scoring position. They got better starting pitching. It wasn't like they got 8-9 innings of dominant stuff in the postseason. It's not like they got a Jack Morris type game, a Roy Halladay type game, a Kurt Schilling type game, a Bob Gibson type game, but they got just enough in today's bullpen world, today's sabermetric world. Their bullpen did enough in Game 4, of course, but really the key for me was Game 3 and 4. Aaron Boone, of course, not pulling Severino and Sabathia and letting the bullpen go to work. But Boston was just better. They were more clutch. That lineup is unbelievable. And I remember listening to Mark Feinsand say in the beginning of the year, he thought the Red Sox were going to miss the playoffs, which was absolutely hysterical. He's been a Major League Baseball insider. He was the Yankee beat man for the Daily News for years. I thought that was absolutely preposterous. You look at that roster, you have a lot of guys who were ready to have comeback years. You signed J.D. Martinez in the offseason. I thought that was a ridiculous prediction. I for sure thought they'd make the playoffs. And now, not only have they made the playoffs, but they're the home field advantage team with 108 wins from the regular season, and now they're going to have that home field, going into this ALCS. The way I look at this series, when you go mano-a-mano, start with the managers. Alex Cora in his first year, A.J. Hinch still young in his tenure with the Houston Astros. He went through it last year, but Alex Cora's already seen a lot of the postseason this year, and he seems to be a guy who's just not afraid whatsoever of the moment. He's not afraid of taking chances. Look at what he did, bringing Chris Sale out of the bullpen. In Game 4, had the Yankees come back and won, what do you do about Chris Sale in Game 5? I guess you roll him back out there, but he had certainly some miles put on, the day before. So manager-wise, I kind of look at it as a wash. Bullpen-wise, I look at Houston with the advantage there for sure. I think the starting pitching advantage goes to Houston as well. When you take a look at all the guys they can throw out there, especially Justin Verlander this time of year, Dallas Keuchel, Charlie Morton. You look at big arms coming out of the bullpen. That's a better bullpen than last year. So they have the edge in those two spots. Offensively, it's pretty close again because you've got Mookie Betts and Benintendi and Bogarts and Martinez and all these guys on the Red Sox side of things. But then on the other side, you've got for Houston, Alex Bregman, one of the clutch players in Major League Baseball. Remember last year when he homered in Game 5? This is really the first time, I would say the last 4 or 5 weeks, the first time we've really seen the Houston lineup kind of be together. Right? Carlos Correa, healthy, swinging it right. George Springer, healthy and swinging it right. Jose Altuve, healthy and swinging it right. Yeah, the Astros have some advantages. They have the bullpen. They have the starting pitching. I think offense and manager is a wash. But there's one advantage they don't have this year, and they had it in the ALCS last year against the Yankees when the home team won every single game in that American League Championship Series. They don't have home field advantage this year. That's why you play 162 games. That's why you try to finish in first place. That's why you try and win as many games as possible so that when it comes October, you've got your home park. Now, there are very few teams in baseball you can say home field advantage absolutely, truly matters, and there's just a different dynamic there. There's a special feel there. They're never dead there. They can score in bunches there. Boston might be number one. out of anybody at Fenway Park. They know the dimensions. They know every possible thing in that ballpark, every nook, every cranny. And I think that's going to be a big factor in this series. And that is why I'm picking the Boston Red Sox to win against Houston. I'm going to take them in 7 games. I think Boston will get, just like the New York series, just enough starting pitching. They're going to get a ton of offense, I think, from their big guys. Granted, this is a different pitching staff than the Yankees. This is a better pitching staff than the Yankees. I'm very intrigued by the dynamic of the Houston starting pitchers against the Red Sox lineup. That is going to be an ultimate chess match, in my opinion. That second time, that third time down the order, how you approach, if you're Mookie Betts, Justin Verlander. How do you approach that second, third time through the order if you're J.D. Martinez up against Justin Verlander. And this Houston team is super deep, just like the Red Sox are super deep. You look at Springer and, of course, Correa and Altuve as the main guys, of course, but they have other guys who can absolutely smoke you. Look at what Marwin Gonzalez has already done. I mean, this guy was unreal against the Indians. He had 7 hits, 5 RBI against Cleveland. You've got to be kidding me. Josh Reddick had 6 hits in the series against Cleveland. Yuli Gurriel is a guy who, every single time that guy's up, I feel like he's going to get a big hit. He's been such a huge player for this team at first base. So they have the depth. They have guys who have been through it now. They won a World Series last year. And by the way, we haven't had a repeat champion in Major League Baseball since the year 2000 when the Yankees beat the Mets in 5 games. Houston has a real chance here. This is a very, very good baseball team. Obviously, they can roll out a tremendous array of hitters. And then obviously all about their rotation. Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, who the Yankees should have gotten in the offseason clearly. You look at not only do you have Verlander and Cole, but you've got Dallas Keuchel. And then you have fireballers out of the bullpen as well, guys who are really able to go in and protect leads. And that's something that Houston didn't necessarily have last year. They got by with it. They did. But I think now, when you're looking at Houston, you can throw out Lance McCullers, you can throw out Roberto Osuna. You have so many more options there if you're AJ Hinch. This is going to be a really fun series. I'm super bummed that the Yanks aren't in it, but I think that the Red Sox win. I think there's just something going on there. I'm really banking it on home field. I've said it from the beginning of the season that I think home field in the AL will be the determining factor, and I'm not going to back away on that. I also picked Cleveland to make the World Series in the beginning of the year as well. I stick to predictions until they obviously go wrong, and then I re-predict. But this is going to be an epic ALCS, and I think Boston wins in 7, but I won't be surprised because it's sports. If this series goes completely in a different direction that we didn't see coming. Both teams right now, though, are absolute locomotives. I'm Mike Lindsley, and this is 9 Minutes with me, IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. Thanks for watching and listening. You can get me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. I am at the Brewerton Diner, the official diner of the ML Sports Platter. You got to get here for breakfast or lunch. It's a great place for a business meeting. It's right off Bartell Road in Brewerton if you're in and around Central New York. Fresh ingredients, awesome breakfast items, awesome lunch menu items. Hopefully I'll be trying everything on the menu before all is said and done. Thanks again for watching, for listening. Hit my podcast, ML Sports Platter, on iTunes as well. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.